Hi, this is Simon Leung from SimonLeung.com back with another episode of Simon Leung Live. And yes, I know it's been a while since I've actually been doing this particular show, even though it feels like I continue to go on live shows every single day. But just so that you know, I do have a lot of different communities that I am part of, that I am leading, and also we have a lot of different shows as well. For example, you may have heard of G Live or Groove Asia Live or Groove Live or Groove at any time. All these different shows are just some of which that we're currently sharing right here on my channels. And just so that you know, we do have a few more that are coming up. And that pretty much is the life of an entrepreneur. So if you're joining us here live, give us a hashtag live. If you're watching us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay simply because we always want to take every opportunity that we can to actually share what we can with you and hopefully contribute to a certain small part of your life as well. Now, for those of you who are in the US, a very happy Memorial long weekend for you. For me, every day is pretty much the same. Every day is a work day. Every day I do spend time with my family. Every day, we go out and exercise and spend quality time with those whom I care about. And so, hopefully, with everything that's going on with you, it is the same as well. And just so that you know, if you want to connect with me personally, I definitely invite you to do so because over here you can see just a little bit of what it is that I do almost on a daily basis. Of course, right now, this is the actual live show that's going on. So, on my personal Facebook profile, you'll see that this is what's going on. Also, recently, in the last week or so, we've been on multiple live webinars across multiple countries and working with live translators and language interpreters. So definitely a very interesting experience. And read up on this post because it's almost like an invitation, whether you want to learn or whether you want to be a part of things that we're doing as a partner, as a collaborator, as a mentor, as a leader. There's all kinds of opportunities that are available to all of you as well. So as a part of my network, and a part of my community, I think that there's a lot of really cool things that you can be a part of. And of course, as you scroll down, you'll see a glimpse of some of the other shows, videos, and other types of content that we continue to share and sharing of the memories, the good old days of when we're able to travel and do all these things. And yes, moments ago, I mentioned that yes, quality time, spending with family, working out. That's what it's all about. In fact, we just came back from a night ride across our complex because, as many of you may or may not know, right here in Malaysia, we are, yes, going back into full lockdown. And that's not actually going to happen until Tuesday, our time, right here in Southeast Asia. So, with that, actually, we're still able to go out. However, not so recommended because we are approaching close to 10,000 new cases every single day. So, just out of the safety of my family and, of course, everyone else as well, we're going to continue to stay home. We're going to continue to do what we can to share the value and share the love around the world right here in the comfort of our own home offices and things like that. And that pretty much is the life of the internet entrepreneur. And as we continue to go back into full lockdown, once again, it seems like we haven't really left the lockdown mode ever since March of 2020. 2 weeks plus 2 weeks plus 2 weeks, and then several weeks of different types of lockdowns. We call them movement control order, otherwise known as MCO. We've had, regular MCO 1.0, MCO 2.0, MCO 3.0. We've had CMCO, EMCO, RMCO, whatever MCO. And apparently the next one is FMCO, scheduled for 2 weeks. But as I just mentioned, it might be 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks. Who knows when it's actually going to end? And so, with all of that happening, I mentioned Facebook just moments ago. And of course, as I scroll down through my Facebook news feeds, I see people whom I've had the opportunity to connect with in the past, whether at live seminars or maybe they attended some of my webinars. And, some of them took action, some of them didn't. But now people are starting to see this as a serious issue, right? Oh my gosh, The government is locking us down again. For most sectors, they cannot go back to work. The job market is in trouble. People are losing their careers. Many people are losing businesses as well. And so people all around Malaysia, and maybe not just Malaysia, but also all around the world, they're saying, hey, what are you going to do during this lockdown? How will you survive? What will you do since you can't work? Right. And to me, it's pretty much the same thing that I've been preaching ever since as long as I can remember, even back when we were still able to do live events in person, right? Because you never really know what is going to happen. And so it is up to you, it is your responsibility to be able to take control, right? To be able to do and make that decision on what you need to do in order for you to ultimately be able to take care of yourself, be able to take care of your family, and be able to protect yourself from whatever happens in the outside world. There are many things that we cannot control, right? There's many things that you can control, but there's also many things that we cannot control. And so with all of that, for me, I just think that nothing really changes, right? Because I've always been running online businesses. I've always had virtual projects. And that's why, for me, nothing really changes. And I will continue to work from home. I will continue to spend time with my family during the day and whenever possible, just do whatever it is that we can to enjoy life. But this is our life now, and even hypothetically, if things do quote unquote go back to normal, 6 months from now, a year from now, we're all able to, go out again safely and, do live in person events and travel around the world. I envision that because I've adapted so much in the last year, nothing too much on my behalf is actually going to continue to change. So, with all of that, it is important for us to adapt. It's important for us to make sure that whatever is changing around us, we need to do what we can to adapt to it, make the appropriate changes, and also prepare ourselves for what is going to happen in the future as well. So, yes, I will continue to work from home every single day and continue to do nothing changes for me. This is what I do now. Okay. And so, for all of you who are also interested in also being a part of what it is that I do, I invite you, once again, to be a part of my communities, to take a look back at some of the different things that we've been talking about, that we've been launching, because there's so many cool things that's going to be happening. Actually, we announced this several weeks ago. In just 2 weeks time, we're launching a brand new company. We're launching something completely new. And if you haven't already, I want to invite you to go over here, grooveasia.cm. This is just one of many different cool things that we will continue to share with you, that we will continue to give you more information on. But yes, it is definitely something that I believe is a big part. And if nothing else, start right there, okay? Because once you go to grooveasia.cm, not only will you notice this is a brand new company that we're launching in Southeast Asia that will give you free access to software, free access to platforms, free access to digital marketing, CRM, every single tool that you will need. But in addition to that, you will also be invited to our launch event. It's going to be happening in 2 weeks' time. And it's going to be 36 hours straight, featuring some of the top marketers in the entire world. So definitely, if you want to be a big part of things that we are doing, that I've been sharing with you, and if this is the first time that you are a part of it, then of course, great news to you. And these are all things that, yes, I've been preaching about for years. And even though Memorial Day in the US, it means a long weekend, it means holiday. And when I lived in the US, also celebrated 3-day holidays and long weekends and more Memorial Day and all those things. But guess what? When it comes to internet marketing, when you are an internet entrepreneur, when you are a solopreneur now, right? And you are really depending on yourself to ensure that you can be the best person that you can, be the best version of you that you can be. You're not going to stop working. Okay, you're not going to stop contributing. You're not going to stop doing what you are passionate about. So the only thing Memorial Day means to me right now, in addition to obviously gratitude to all of the people who served and maybe risked their lives or lost their lives and made a whole bunch of sacrifices, right? That's what Memorial Day is truly about. But for me, it's just another day. Okay, the only difference is that I will just continue to work without contacting my US partners, without working with them just for that one day. But it's just the same to me, because every single day we're going to hustle. Every single day we're going to work hard. Every single day we're going to do what we can to make sure that we contribute back to the community, contribute to society, contribute back to your own personal well-being, and make sure that you do whatever it is that you can to the best of your ability, right? To achieve your goals and do whatever it is that you can. So with that, I believe that now is the time for us to make sure that you finally do what we've been preaching about all these years. Take your business online. If you don't take your business online, then you cannot take control. Then you cannot take responsibility. Then you'll be like all those people who are on Facebook right now saying, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for the next potential 2 weeks or more, simply because, this MCO, this FMCO, movement control order, full lockdown is happening, and I'm restricted from actually going to work. I'm restricted from opening up my shop or my business. Take control, friends. Do what you can, because if you don't, then you will be missing out on a life full of potential, on a world full of possibilities and opportunities, simply because you completely missed the boat when all of us have been talking about go online, right? Do what you can for yourself, for your family, regardless of whether it's the pandemic, regardless of whether it's the restrictions, regardless of whether or not we can't travel, right? There are many things that we cannot do during this time. There are many things that are being restricted to us when it comes to, your freedom and everything else. Yes, I feel it too. But in reality, when it feels like you are up against the wall, there are always additional options. You can move away from the wall. You can move sideways. You can scoop underneath, right? There are many ways that you can unstick yourself if you feel like you are stuck. So even though I've always been sharing, across many of my live shows, on my webinars, all I can say for those of you who listen, for those of you who took action, is congratulations, right? Because now you are on your way to taking control. You are on your way to doing what you need to do in order for you to secure yourself the next time. Maybe you're not in Malaysia. Maybe you're somewhere else. I've been talking to people from Singapore, from Thailand to Vietnam in the recent days on the webinars. And just like all the other times, a lot of times people cannot feel it unless it's actually happening to them. And so if it hasn't happened to you yet, then you're very lucky, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to, right? Because for many of us, when June of 2020 came around and we came out of the full lockdown, and subsequently all the smaller lockdowns came about or whatever else, we all thought, oh, how great, the worst is behind us already. And there were times when Penang, where I am right now, we were green. We had zero new cases for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, and we thought that we were safe. And now we're getting hundreds of cases a day, and in the entire country of Malaysia, we've been getting 6,000 and then 7,000 and then 8,000 and then 9,000. We are approaching 10,000 cases a day now. And so, no, the worst is not behind us. If we don't do anything, right? Whether you're talking about protecting yourself, whether about keeping yourself secure, whether you're talking about doing what you can in order for you to make sure that you can live the life of your dreams, right? To build your businesses, to protect yourself financially, to survive with your family. If you don't do any of those things, then unfortunately, it is a risk that you have put yourself into, right? And so, once again, just really a huge congratulations to anybody who has listened and taken action and have been taking action over the course of the last several weeks or even last several months. Because everything that we do is preparing us for what will happen next, for what will happen in the future. And let's face it, this is not the first time that we're going into the full lockdown. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think that it's going to be the last time. We don't know what's going to happen in 3 months' time, in 6 months, in a year. Even after this whole pandemic thing is over, maybe something else will happen in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. You simply don't know. Whatever it is that you can do right now to prepare yourself for that uncertain future, right? Now is the time to do something today that your future self is going to thank you for. Okay, so don't forget to reach out if you feel like there's something that you would like to learn, if you want to be a part of my community, to learn as a student, to be a part of our mentorship team, to lead, to be my partner, to collaborate, right? I've been talking about this ever since the beginning of this year. It's an open invitation if at least you make the commitment to make a change, to reach out to me and to say, hey, let's do this, right? Then I ultimately believe that yes, together we can make a difference. And during this time, yes, I do see some of the comments that are coming in. And just so that before we wrap up, I want to say a quick hello to just a few of you. We got Trader Rob saying hashtag live. Rob is a big part of our other communities as well. And very, very soon, I think that Mr. Rob is going to invite me to do something very cool together in the form of online courses, maybe live streams, maybe podcasts. We're still in the process of talking about that. So of course, a very huge anticipation on what we decide to do later on as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Ruff, for joining us. We also have Johnson giving us awesome thumbs up. Very cool to you. We also have Jigs who is saying hello from the Philippines. Very, very awesome. We are definitely worldwide and global community. So this is definitely something that we're very excited about. And Trader Rob is also saying congratulations to you as well for what you have been able to accomplish over the past 14 months. Thank you very much. Of course, Mr. Rob, you were a big part of everything that also happened over the past year or so. And plus, of course, everything beyond the 14 months. As they say, it doesn't matter where you've been. All that matters is where you are going next. And I look forward to obviously doing things together, where we're going next together. For anybody who is a big part of our various communities, it's going to be very exciting on everything that we do. Johnson is also saying hashtag live, and so is Jigs. All right, so with that, I believe, yes, there are a plenty of really cool things that we do anticipate to continue to launch, to do things together. Reach out to me personally to see if there is a right fit. And if we are, as we like to say in Cantonese, am ki. If we are am ki, which means that we're the right fit, it feels like, we are getting along fine and, things work out well between us. I believe that we should talk. Okay, so with that, this is my open invitation to be a part of all the cool things that we are gonna do together. And whether you're in Malaysia for this full lockdown or whether you are anywhere around the world, I'm sure that all of us are still feeling the pain. We're all still feeling the impact. And so that's why we say, let's continue to do this together, and not in the cliche way, but in the true, legitimate, authentic way. If you make the commitment to reach out and say, hey, let's honestly and seriously discuss doing something together, check out my latest new, Facebook posts, my videos, everything that I've been sharing on my live shows, because there are many additional opportunities that I feel we should be doing together. Also, make sure that you go back to grooveasia.cm if you haven't already. Again, that's grooveasia.cm. I will go ahead and type that in for you once again right now, just so that you can see this. Make sure that you, if you haven't already, go ahead and register for our upcoming launch event, which is coming soon in just 2 weeks' time. There's going to be so many additional cool things that you are not going to want to miss. So, on top of that, of course, I want to invite you to be a big part of everything that we do in our communities. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Join our communities and do so many other cool things, such as liking us on Facebook, follow us on social media, turn on your notifications, because there's going to be some amazing new updates that will be announced over the next several days. All right, so with that, I appreciate you for joining us. For those of you who are in the US, enjoy the rest of your long weekend. For those of you who are in this time zone, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We have about another hour left before Monday actually comes. But for me, as I mentioned, it's just going to be another day. We're going to continue to work, we're going to continue to take action, and we're going to continue to change for our lives. So with that, appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. For the next time, we will definitely do something very cool as well. But in the meantime, take action right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you at the top.